Good morning, this is Turok. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel last night after tagging shoutout, and for the advice that some of you gave me about branding and such with my channel. I will be attempting to incorporate that stuff in the future. But right now I wanted to throw this little video out about Super Saiyan 3 from Dragon Ball Z. This is probably my favorite transformation in the series. It's the first Super Saiyan I really saw, although in that form where Goku used it, he showed the other two off. But it was the Buu Saga I started watching Dragon Ball Z in 2002, and I just thought Super Saiyan 3 was the coolest then. The hair, the lightning, that kind of a masculine aura it exuded. But it's a form that got a lot of flack since then, because especially at the end of the fight with Kid Buu, Goku just was so drained by it, and it's seen as sort of a useless form of the Super Saiyan spectrum. That Super Saiyan 1 and 2 are well liked. Actually, I should have looked up if there was a poll about that. But I'm sure Super Saiyan 3 is at the bottom. I feel like Super Saiyan 4 would even be seen as more liked, and I like that form too, but not as much as 3. But it's a form that really tires the user out. When we only really have two people who use this in the show that show this off, and that's Goku and Gotenks. And Gotenks, in a way, seemed to use it longer, I thought, overall against Super Buu. And that always annoyed me when, right at the end, as Gotenks was about to finish off Super Buu at that time, that it failed on him. But anyways, what it is with Super Saiyan 3, I wanted to explain what it really is today, and what it seems to be in the simplest terms is a high performance form of Super Saiyan. Of Super Saiyan 2, I would say, because it has the gold, the lightning, and a very sharp gold color. It doesn't seem like it's a separate transformation in and of itself, I think. I think it would be better to call it Super Saiyan 2 Performance Mode, or trademark, something like that. It's maximizing all your output of energy into this form. And because when you're going to maximum performance with something, if you're running a sprint or you're lifting as much as possible, you're going to become drained very fast, right? Well, that's exactly what Super Saiyan 3 is. You're putting all your performance out. They're maximizing output, and in doing that, you're going to not be able to hold onto that level of strength for very long. It drains your stamina. I think they just say energy, but I'm calling it the stamina. You're whipped afterward. This kind of reminds me of Kaioken, where you had to use it in short bursts, but I think that was a little different, where that was like manipulating energy, and I want to talk about that in a different video, actually. But so Super Saiyan 3, it can't be used a long time because it's not meant to. What made me come to it this way, understanding Super Saiyan 3, was thinking about laptops or phones that have the battery modes that you can adjust. Then they have the high performance. What do they call it online again? Let's see. Best performance. You maximize the performance and get this, and the CPU is clocked up to its maximum amount. You're not bottlenecking it in that case, and in doing that, you're able to get every ounce of power out of it, bar overclocking or tinkering with it. And that, when I thought about how that works with that, it made me think of Super Saiyan 3 and how you can't maintain it a long time, because if you keep the performance on a phone or a laptop for too long, you're gonna drain the battery. And that's draining your stamina in the Super Saiyan in biological terms. It's using up all your energy too fast. Think about boxers or athletes that have to perform and they have to pace themselves in order to maintain the multiple rounds in a fight. Or if you're running a race that's longer, you gotta take it easy and not go too much. That's what like Super Saiyan 1 and 2 are. They were balanced forms. Like Super Saiyan's like first gear, I'm thinking in second gear Super Saiyan 2, it's more power, but it's still a balanced one. As long as you're not forcing too much of yourself, you're not trying too hard in it. like Vegeta against 18. At the end, Piccolo noticed that Vegeta was just tiring himself out. He seemed to be going all out, and 18 knew he was too, and she just let him do it because their stamina is like nearly unlimited. Actually, now I just thought about it. If Dr. Gero was able to make Goku into a android like 18 or 17, well, their energy. What if he could turn into Super Saiyan 3 with that and then keep that form up? Would it break down his body if he keeps trying to, because you're putting too much pressure of sorts on it? He's still trying a lot hard. Maybe. That's an interesting thought. But anyways, so Super Saiyan 3 is just a high-performance Super Saiyan of the gold spectrum that maximized your powers. It was the peak, the ceiling that he could reach in that transformations. Not meant to be used long term. And so and eventually when God Ki came about, that was the next tier you would have to reach, where the form you reach more energy and you can balance out your use again. Your stamina drain, that is. Because it seems like Super Saiyan 3 couldn't be balanced like Goku and Gohan did in the time chamber, where they made Super Saiyan 1 natural to them. They were able to lower their energy down with that. I don't think Super Saiyan 3 would work that way. And if it did, then there'd be still a Super Saiyan 3 like after that, perhaps, where you're really maxing out your energy drawing in, and then you're in the same thing where you're losing your stamina. There's always a point, I think, where if in these transformations in this fiction world, if you're using a balanced amount of power, you can put more of your energy and stamina into it, but then you're going to get tired quickly. And Super Saiyan 3 is just a transformation that shows that off for the Super Saiyans. So yeah, it's a performance mode. It's not meant to be used long term. It's meant to finish the job. Goku could have used it to finish off Buu, I always thought, if he had done it right. He was trying to stall though. And Gotenks even more so. It was a very, not inept, but just such a naive fighter, and it's got Trunks' characteristics coming out the most. He could have used all that power to finish off Super Buu faster. Something to finish the job. Kind of like what Kaioken was meant to be too. Just a quick use. So yeah, it's my favorite form, and I wanted to talk about it to try and clear the air about what it really means and why the hate is kind of warranted, because you don't want to use that too much, but it wasn't meant to be. Anyways, thank you.